Hello. Hello world. How are we all doing? How are we all faring? I wanted to come on and give you two very important messages because the reach on this page is shit. Sorry if you've got small people in the room, but it is. If you're a small business and you're trying to do a good thing and share things that will help people, Facebook needs you to pay. Grateful for the opportunity to be able to talk to you though. So, I wanted to come on and tell you that today is the last day for the founder membership price of the Backstage Pass. So it's actually been $8.99 for the last 9 months, and now it's sort of getting to over 70 episodes, and I can't keep it at that price any longer. So it goes up to $14.99 tomorrow. Now, if you buy it today at that price of $8.99, as we continue to add more episodes in next year, so there's 2 new episodes a month. I've got 2 new bonuses that are going out. One in January, one at the end of January, beginning of February. One is about getting ready for sleep, and the second one is about self-compassion, self-love and self-kindness. We're going to be talking a lot more about feelings and processing feelings and journaling and all sorts of stuff. All the stuff that I normally teach, but it all comes at you in bite-sized portions, episodes. So if you buy it at $8.99 today, last chance to buy at $8.99, you're locked into that price for as long as you're a member. So as the episode list grows and grows and grows, you don't have to pay any more money. And if you get the annual membership price, I think you get 2 months free and you get a downloadable journal for the kiddos to do so they can listen and journal. I've got some questions to answer, which is why I've come on here. I did try and answer one of them on a post this morning. Somebody asked the difference between buying a course from me and buying the podcast membership. So have a look at that post. It's quite a long post, but it does explain the power of the podcast and how everything is relational. It's about the connection. I'm going right into their earbuds. I know how to create that connection. That was my job for 10 years, face to face, and I'm recreating that and then layering on top of the connection. I'm giving them tools, practical tools, life skills, and I'm helping them process, and I'm validating their feelings, and I'm giving them all the stuff that they need. Read that post. The second question I was asked, Nat, if you're watching this, this is for you, but if not, I'm going to post it in the Champions group so that you see it. The question that Nat asked me was, she asked me, can I buy this founder membership and then share it with the school or share it with other people? There is a professional membership on the membership page. Slightly more expensive, but not that much more expensive. And you can have up to 5 people log in. So if you're a coach or a counsellor or a therapist or a teacher or someone that wants to use it in your work, then you need to get the professional membership, and then you can share your login with up to 5 people. It will let you log in. Okay, I would prefer you do it that way, because that seems fair to me. And then I can also see the split between who's using it professionally and who's using it in the home. And that will kind of determine how I take this project forward. I've got plans next year to, I'm going to keep on with the podcast. It's the best way. It's the best way to give that light touch, to create that connection, to give the kids what they need. It's the best way. And it's also the best way for me to, how can I explain it? I don't really know how to explain that to you. It's the best way. If anyone's got any questions, please don't sit there, or please don't go to the page and look at it and think, oh, I don't understand, I don't get it. I always say to the kids, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. Don't be afraid to be afraid. Just ask. So put your questions in below, or send me an email if you have got questions. But don't sit there with your questions and miss out on this opportunity. It's going from $8.99 to $14.99. I would say, someone did ask me this the other week actually, how long do we need to listen for? As long as you want. But I would say the longer you have the relationship with me, the longer the children have the connection, the more those messages are going in, How many times do they watch their favourite Disney movie and then they start reciting the songs and the lines from it in the car or at bedtime or in the bath? It's that kind of thing. It's going right in here. The messages we internalise as children become the voice in our head when we are adults. How many negative messages, how many inappropriate messages, how many things are going in here? We can't change that because we can't change what's going on in the outside world. We can counterbalance it. We can counterbalance it with something more positive. That's my goal, to counterbalance it. My second message was just to wish you all a happy new year. I don't really know if happy new year feels appropriate for right now. And I was going to pull us a couple of cards for 2021. I've got a new card deck, which is called Spell Casting. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that moon. There's a full moon in Cancer yesterday, which is all about the home and family and mothering. So the full moon is about letting go and releasing. So maybe you let go of some family stuff. Maybe you let go of some relationships. Maybe you thought about changing your home. I always think about home in the context of coming home to self. So Cancer is the sign of the crab. And the crab has a protective shell over it, doesn't it? Protective shell, and then the soft crab is underneath. So our home is our safe space. And right now our home is our safe space, isn't it? Because we're all being asked to go into our shells and keep ourselves safe. So I thought that was quite apparent. Let's pull a card for 2021. What's the message? Let's have some hope, because I think we need it right now. If you're watching this on the playback or you're watching this on the live, say hi, ask questions, ask whatever you like. So I also posted, I've done a lot of posts lately. I've also posted on my plans for next year for my business. I need to grow my reach. I need to reach more children. I need to focus my time and attention on the podcast. And I've been given an opportunity potentially to teach on an educational platform which is international, and I'm waiting to hear back on that, so fingers crossed that will be good. It's kind of like I did the energy pod here, and it was a success, but it wasn't as a bigger success that I hoped, and it didn't take off because not talking to the right people, I don't think. So on this platform it looks like there's 62,000 parents and children on there who actually want to learn this stuff. They actually value it and see the importance of it. They're my people. And if you're listening to this, you're probably my people. Because I think those people who are not my people have logged off because I've said too many truths and they can't hear it. But that's not a bad thing. Let them go. They're not ready for it. That's one thing I learnt last year. Right, here we go. Here we go. Let's come on. It's not one falling out. Cards. Can we have a message for 2021? Oh, look at that, under the full moon of family. See, the full moon in Cancer. This is making me think about families coming together, and I've done a big piece of work this year on generational trauma. So my parents were post-war. The way they were raised and the bits of them that were hurt, that didn't get healed, was then passed on to me. What we don't repair, we repeat. What we don't repair, we repeat. So if you were raised in a family where you were abused, or you had an alcoholic parent, or you had a divorce, parents that split up that really hurt you, or you had a parent who was sick, or you lost a parent at a young age, or you had a significant childhood trauma. If you have not been to therapy and looked at your hurty bits, you will pass them on to your kids. Now, I know you don't want to do that, and I know it's not intentional, but unconsciously you will pass that on. And I don't want us to raise any more generations of people, wounded people, parenting wounded people. The word parent is to bring forth. The word discipline is to guide. So if we're wounded and we're hurting, we are not parenting. We are children in adult bodies bringing up children. Aren't we really? And I feel like the generational trauma has reached such a crisis point. And the children are struggling so much that, you know, we just can't paper over the cracks anymore. What's on the bottom of the deck? Let's just see what's on the bottom of the deck. Ah, look at that. Upside down is friendship. Yeah, so your child is not your friend. Your child is not your friend. Upside down, empowered. You need to empower your child. Oh God, I thought she had a mask over her face. She hasn't, it's the shadow. You need to empower your children and give them their voice. Let them step into their power. So I try and empower people to empower their kids, and I try and empower the kids. But where you've got parents who are wounded and fearful, when you empower the children, they shut it down because it pushes on all the bits of them that hurt. This is a really unpopular subject that no one wants to look at. It's very taboo. It exists in a lot of families. But we've got to stop disempowering children. We've got to take back our power. We've got to step into our parental authority. We've got to own it. And we've got to look at our stuff so that we don't pass it on. Our children are not our friends. Our children are not our friends. We're not there to be their friends. One more message. And then I'm going to go. If you are like me and you work with kids and you are passionate about changing the way that we raise children, the way that we treat children, the way that we educate children, if you are a protector, a connector, if you are curious about them, if you want to raise them with empathy and you want to counterbalance what is going on in the outside world. We can't change it, we need to counterbalance it. If you want to counterbalance it, come and join me in my group, Champions of Children. Go to the website and it will tell you how to find it. Yeah, justice. The scales are being balanced out from that childhood trauma. That trauma that's been going on for hundreds of years is now being balanced out. People like me, people like you, if you're a champion, we're speaking up for these kids. We're stepping up for these kids and we're saying, stop it. Stop the emotional neglect. Stop the lack of boundaries. Stop trying to be their friends. Stop spoiling them. Stop being a permissive parent. And this is all really brutal, isn't it? Because if you're hearing this and it's upsetting you, I'm not blaming you and I don't want you to blame your parents. It's not about blaming. It's about putting the responsibility where it belongs. If you're the adult, it belongs with you, and it belonged with your parents, and it belonged with their parents, and unraveling it. I went for a walk with a friend this morning, and we were saying that working through your childhood stuff is very complex, and you can't do it all in one sitting. Again, that's why I've done the podcast in episodes, because when your inner child listens to those episodes, it's going to wake up parts of you that you thought were asleep, or parts of you that you'd forgotten about. And you can't wake that all up at once, because sometimes it ain't pretty. So it's like untangling the necklaces in your jewellery box, and you've got to do it slowly and you've got to do it carefully so you don't break them, and so that you create space in that jewellery box. And there's more space for you then when you do that. But when you are the cycle breaker in your family, if you're watching this and you're the family scapegoat or the black sheep of the family, you're the sanest member of your family, you're the healthy one that went and sought the education and you got yourself out of that place. When you are that person, you want the scales of justice to be balanced because you've been treated unfairly. You've had all of the family trauma, you know, your parents have vomited all that up into you and you carry it. And then the next generation carry it. And then the next generation, sorry, that's a really horrible analogy and a horrible image, but it's the truth. If you are the scapegoat, you're more likely to want the balance. You're more likely to want the freedom. You want to break out of that role. It's really hard. It's really hard. But if we don't look at our stuff, we pass it on. And you know, it's not our kids' fault. We have to take responsibility for that. So, last day today to sign up for the podcast. Last time to get the founder membership offer price at $8.99. Tomorrow when I wake up, when I log on, it will be changed to $14.99. Got lots of good stuff coming for you in the year. If you go over to the website and you look at the full episode list, I've actually put a coming soon block of episodes at the bottom so you can see what we're going to be working on in the new year. It's great. It's great. It's a great place to start your experience or your learning into having a deeper, more fulfilling emotional connection with yourself and with your kids. All right, I am here. I'm around all day. I should be dipping in and out of here and on my phone. Please don't go to that page and freeze and get overwhelmed and then log off. If you have the intention of wanting to heal and you want to do it, email me and I'll help you. But you have to help yourself, all right? Meet each other halfway, all right? Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks. See you all soon. Bye for now.